So as you've probably noticed by now, if you're a fan of the channel, I collect pocket watches. The difference between collecting pocket watches and your regular run-of-the-mill wristwatches, you can't really go down to the authorized dealer and pick one up. So there's a lot of patience involved in this hobby. You're just waiting around, checking auction sites, checking the internet. Maybe if you're lucky you live near some antique shop, looking everywhere, going everywhere, trying to find a rare pocket watch. Well, every once in a while you get lucky, and a really cool, maybe even rare pocket watch pops up on your radar. And well, that's what happened today. I picked up a new pocket watch. This is the Waltham Maximus 6 size. Welcome to another episode of Pocket Watch Time. My name is Patrick W. And not only did I get a new watch, well, it's iPhone season. So I got a new iPhone, and because of that, I had to get a new mic. So not that this channel has the greatest production value, but hopefully the audio quality, maybe it's even going to be a step up. Let's hope. Okay, back to this beautiful watch. So as I alluded to in the preview, I collect pocket watches. And even though my styles and tastes in pocket watch really haven't changed that much, there's a particular brand that I'm particularly fond of, and that's the Waltham Watch Company. To put the brand in more current times, Waltham was the Rolex of the pocket watch world here in America. Did they make the greatest watches in the world? No. Did they add innovation? Did they make really tough, rugged pocket watches? And of course, did they just make some really nice looking watches? Absolutely yes. And maybe that's what I like about the Waltham brand. These watches have survived 100, maybe even 150 years, and they still look great. And their top of the line model, which is what this watch is the Maximus line. And not only is it the top of the line, but it has a pretty cool name. I mean, who doesn't like the name Maximus? So the Maximus, just like a good scoop of ice cream, comes in many flavors and many sizes. You can get them in big, chunky watches. You can get them in thin, dainty watches. You can get them in smaller watches. But they all have the same quality, high jewels, gold gear train, diamond end stones, just really good high quality watches. This particular model is the 6 size, and the 6 size is kind of an interesting size when it comes to pocket watches. 10, 12, 16, and definitely 18 size pocket watches are 100% a man's pocket watch. 0 size and smaller is 100% a lady's pocket watch or a pendant watch. 6 size is this interesting size right in the middle. I think a lot of ladies wore the 6 size, but I think a lot of gentlemen who just didn't want a big oversized pocket watch also wore the 6 size. On a side note, I inherited 2 pocket watches from my family. One was a 10 size dress watch from my grandfather, and the other happens to be a 6 size pocket watch. The bad news about that watch, I actually don't know who it came from. I know it came from my mother's side, but I don't know if it was my great-grandmother's watch, or maybe even my great-grandfather's watch. As I said, there's a little confusion in the 6 size. What I love particularly about this watch though, the 6 size Maximus is one of the more rare varieties. Pocket watches were made in runs, kind of like donuts at the donut shop. They make watches in batches. So at the donut shop they usually make a tray of donuts, and then they make another tray of donuts. Well, what's weird about this watch, they only made one tray. So this watch was released in a single batch of 500 watches. So within a company that survived over 50 years making pocket watches, making 40 million or more pocket watches, they only made 500 of these. That's a pretty special watch. So this is a watch that I definitely hunt for, and when it shows up on the internet, well, I'm going to try to buy it. And as it turns out, this watch did exactly that. It showed up, and I was lucky enough to buy it. As you've been noticing from the last several minutes of the video, this watch is absolutely gorgeous. The Waltham Watch Company did a great job of damascening this watch, which is a process where there's a texture given to the plates, similar to guilloche on a dial. It just really gives the watch personality, and of course, it makes it look really fancy. Not only do these plates have their own unique design, this particular model has gold lettering. Most Maximus have a black lettering. I just think the gold looks better. Once again, maybe it's just a bit more fancy. And then you've got the beautiful gold gear train, you've got jewels set in gold chaton, you've got diamond end stones, and you put that all together and you've just got one beautiful watch. And not only does this beautiful watch itself look beautiful, but holy cow, the case this watch came in is absolutely amazing. I will say, there's one thing about this case I don't like. Maybe I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to this, but I don't like pocket watch cases that have somebody else's initials in the crest. But that's the way this watch came. But besides that, I have absolutely nothing bad to say about this case. This case looks like it came off the assembly yesterday. It's absolutely gorgeous. So not only does this hunter style case look wonderful, it functions wonderful too. All the case lids open to the perfect angle, the bow is tight, the front lid opens with the proper pressure. It really is a beautiful case. And I guess to make this case even a bit more fancy, it's even got diamonds. Once again, I'm not the biggest fan of diamonds on my cases, but sometimes they fit and they don't really stand out that much. And thankfully this is the case with this watch. The diamonds here on the back case, they really just add to the style. Thankfully they don't really detract from it. So I'm very happy to add this watch to the collection. And as you'll see here, it's joining some of its brothers from the same run. As I stated a little earlier, I love the 6 size Waltham Maximus, so over the years, I've been able to find several of them. Will I be able to collect all 500? Probably not, but it won't stop me from trying. So thanks again for watching this short little episode on one of my favorite pocket watches, the 6 size Waltham Maximus. If you've got any questions, comments, please leave them below. The YouTube algorithm loves it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next week in a new episode. Take care. If you enjoyed this content, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. I make weekly videos regarding tons of horological topics, including wristwatches, pocket watches, and current topics regarding watch collecting and the watch market in general. Please leave a like, or maybe even a comment or a question. The YouTube algorithm loves it when you do that, and it helps the channel. And speaking of helping the channel, I've got 2 avenues where you can donate to the channel. You can join right here on YouTube by becoming a YouTube member, or you can follow the link in the description and join my Patreon. Thank you, I really do appreciate it.